Hello students. Yesterday as we have discussed all the topics regarding to the chapter electromagnetic induction, and students, as some videos I have uploaded as for the activity that you can perform at your home with the help of some coil batteries and LEDs there. So you just do that so that you can understand what is the electromagnetic induction, how we are using that in wireless chargers, and what is self-inductance and mutual inductance, how one coil can affect the other, what kind of innovations you can do, what kind of new properties you can make. So just think there for this all things. Now as in our chapter only these things we had to study, and later in next chapter we will discuss the application of this chapter one also, like transformer, AC generator, motor, that I have told you already. So we will discuss that all in next chapter. Reason why we are doing so. So next chapter is AC current there. So as in electricity we are using AC current for all these devices, then first you have to keep the knowledge of electricity, then after that you will be able to understand more easily the electromagnetic induction phenomena and AC current, and with the help of that all instruments or applications that we are using there. So let's see that in next chapter. But first as a number of topics we have seen here in this chapter, and one by one I have told you where we are using such kind of behavior or effects that we are getting. So let's discuss some conceptual problem first on the chapter. Later we will discuss some numerical problem also, and then we will end this chapter. So our first question is here, what is the basic cause of the induced EMF? So this is the very basic question. You know that whenever the flux linked with any closed surface that is changing, then that time an induced EMF is produced, and that induced EMF, its magnitude can be given by Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, and its direction can be given by Lenz law. Clearly? Next questions we have very short questions. First I am going to discuss, that is conceptual as well as short question that are very important for your questions for case study, 1 mark question, 2 mark questions. So these are questions are literally just cover a lot of area, and later in competitive examinations these are important, and basically to increase your thinking ability such kind of questions are very effective and very useful. So let's see next question. So next question we have, that is, will an induced EMF develop in a conductor when moved in a direction parallel to the magnetic field? So here it is given that we have a conductor that is moving parallel to the magnetic field, then will there be any change in flux associated with this conductor, or there can be any kind of production of induced EMF? So first again I will go to the previous chapter for the topic Lorentz force. So as you know that Lorentz force is given by, for the conductor it is given by IBL sine theta, where L is the length of conductor, B is a uniform external magnetic field, I current is flowing in conductor, theta orientation between current element and magnetic field of the conductor. So it is given that the current element that is moving parallel to the magnetic field, means theta is given 0 here. So for the sine 0, you know its value will be 0. So no force will be experienced by the conductor. So whenever conductor is moving inside magnetic field but no Lorentz force is acting on it, then with the concept of motional EMF you can easily tell that when there is no field is experiencing, no force is experienced by the conductor, then no induced EMF will be experienced by it, because no change in flux will occur there. So only the first thing that we need always for induced EMF, that is the change in the flux should be always there. Whenever change in flux will be there, we will always get some induced EMF. Clear? I think this concept number of times I am telling you this one. Next question we have, just to listen this question clearly first. Question is that a train is moving with uniform speed from north to south. Then first question we have, that is, will any induced EMF appear across the ends of its axle? So let's just discuss first question, later I will tell you second question. So it is asking that when a train is moving from north to south direction, then whether it will experience some kind of induced EMF or not, there will be production of induced EMF or not. So again if you will utilize only the one component of Earth's magnetism, then you will say no, there will be not any. Like this question we have just discussed, for which whenever the any conductor that is moving in the direction of the field, that time it is not experiencing any field, and the induced EMF is zero there. But as you know that the Earth magnetic field at any point it has two components. One is horizontal component and second is vertical component. So as the train is moving along the horizontal components of Earth magnetic field, that's why here it will not there will not be any kind of flux will be generated due to this one. But as here you can see, this one is 90 degree to the flow of the or motion of the train here. So it means that theta is 90, then it will experience a maximum force here, and due to this force flux will change, and due to change in flux obviously induced EMF will be generated across its axle. Clear? I think that is now clear. Next one case we have here, the second question in the same, it is given, will the answer be affected if the train moves from east to west? Now it is given that train started to move from east to west. Then for east to west, the answer will not be affected, because again it will cross the this vertical component of the magnetic field, and due to that there is change in the field occur everywhere. So simply this is the simple, very simple thing is that whenever the flux will change, and due to the change in flux obviously there will be the change in magnetic flux just gives rise the value of induced EMF. So I think this is clear simply. Next one question we have here, that is, does the change in magnetic flux induced EMF or current? This is very important question exactly. So always we are saying that change in flux can produce the induced current. Then what is the actually exact answer? It is producing EMF or current here. So answer is very simple, that is lying in Faraday law of electromagnetic induction for the first one. It is saying that whenever magnetic flux linked with the coil any or surface that is changing, then that time induced EMF is produced here. So always change in flux provide us induced EMF, and that is given by minus d pi by dt. Here change in flux you are seeing it is clearly producing EMF only. It is not producing induced current here. Induced current appear or the concept we are seeing whenever there is the closed circuit we have. So if closed circuit we will have, then that time we will get some induced current. If there is not closed circuit, then induced EMF will appear, but induced current will not appear there. Clear? I think. So clearly magnetic flux exchange always just produce induced EMF, not induced current here. Next now question, students, let's see here. Question is given, that is induced EMF is also called back EMF. Why? So here the reason that we have to give here why we are calling induced EMF as a back EMF. So reason is very simple, it is lying in Lenz's law. So according to the Lenz's law, you know that we are giving the direction of the induced EMF. So suppose we have any coil in which current is flowing in this direction. So in when current is flowing, then flux will change through this coil, and due to the change in flux there will be the production of induced EMF. So that induced EMF will always try to oppose this own cause, means the change in current, so that flux will not change. So it means that is the Lenz's law, you know that. So it will try to always appear in opposite direction to this direction of the current here. So clearly as it is just obtaining in backward direction, that's why we are calling it back EMF. Clear? I think due to its direction actually we are calling such kind of things to it. Due to opposition property directly you can say we are experiencing some kind of thing. Next question we have here. A wire kept along the north-south direction is allowed to fall freely. Means we have a wire that is kept along the north-south direction, and we just allow it to fall freely, then will an induced EMF in the wire or not? So as you know that whenever this wire will fall freely to this vertical direction, then vertical component of magnetic field will not change there. So as vertical component of magnetic field is not changing, then definitely there will not be any kind of change in the magnetic flux, and no induced EMF we will get for such kind of free fall body cases. So clearly why we are not observing some kind of production of the induced EMF or current when we are seeing any free fall body condition. So reason is that because there the field is not changing, flux is associated with that body is not changing, or that wire is not changing, simply the induced EMF will not be there. Clear? Next one question, let's see. Here question is that a wire kept along east-west direction is allowed to fall freely, then will there be induced EMF or not? Now suppose we have just kept this wire that we have kept in north-south direction, now we have kept it in east-west direction. Now we start allow it to fall freely. Means if you will fall in the vertical direction and if you will fall with your horizontal direction in downward direction like this, then for this case you will experience any kind of flux, change in flux or not? So then yes, in this way, as you can see that particle will always experience a change in flux for this, because orientation is now changed. An orientational problem I have told you already. So as orientation of the wire is changing here, it will experience some force, due to that flux associated with it will change. Then this time the magnetic field, vertical magnetic field, that will change the magnetic flux linked with this wire, and that's why yes, in this condition we will get some induced EMF here. So I think students, these kinds of questions are very actually thoughtful questions, concept based problems. So that is now clear. Next, the rest of the questions here. So next problem here that we have to study, that is, how does the self inductance of a coil change when an iron rod is introduced in it? So as you know that the iron rod is magnetic material. So if you have just suppose a coil you have, and in this coil some current I is flowing, and due to the change in the current we are getting the self inductance phenomena here. Clear? But when you will put iron bar here, so as you know that in iron bar this current through which the magnetic field is producing, this will try to produce some induction inside that, and due to that the field will change. You know that the net field here is given by B0 plus Bm. So as the due to induction field will change here, and due to change in field again flux will change, and due to the change in flux we will have the different self inductance value here. So simply this due to the induction phenomena we are getting such kind of change in the self inductance here in such a coil. Next one, here question we have students, why is a spark produced in the switch spark produced in the switch of the fan when it is switched off here? So as now you have seen the fan and already you are using in your home, so sometimes if you switch off the fan, then you are seeing that there you are just experiencing some kind of a spark there. So as you know, sparking effect we are obtaining due to the self inductance phenomena there. So whenever we will fan is on there, switch is on, then that time current is continuously flowing there, and due to the flow of the current, obviously the flux linked with the fan, that is or the wire that we have used, that is not changing. But suddenly when we switch off the here switch then or when we off the switch, then that time due to the off the switch sudden change in current occur there, and due to the change in current the flux associated with it that will change, and due to that induced EMF and current generated there, then due to that we are getting a spark there. So this is the sparking effect is due to the self inductance, due to the change in its own flux, due to change in current that is flowing in it. So students, I think now it is all of the questions are now clear. So next question here, students, we have two similar circular coaxial loop carry equal currents in the same direction. So if the loops be brought nearer, what will be happens to the current in them here? So as you know that whenever we have two similar loops here, and in these similar loops current is flowing in same direction here, so whenever you will brought these to each other, then that time the flux linked with these coils will change. Reason here, as this current in this one start to apply the mutual induction on each, and this will imply mutual induction on this one. So due to the effect of the mutual induction here, the flux associated with these two coils will change there, and due to the change in flux some induced EMF will be generated here. So here obviously the current that is flowing here, that will start to change due to the induction phenomena that is already flowing here. So obviously due to induction phenomena, you know that the induced current will try to reduce these currents here. Means that will just try to produce an opposite direction to the flow of these currents. So simple, whenever such kind of loops we have due to mutual induction phenomena and self induction also phenomena here, their current will change due to the production of induced EMF and current here. So next problem that we have, the electric current flowing in a wire is in the direction B to A is decreasing. So here wire is given to us in which electric current is flowing in this direction, and here 2 points we have, this is B, this is A here. So it is given that the electric current through the wire from B to A is decreasing. Now what is the direction of the induced current in the metallic loop kept above the wire as shown in figure? So here a loop we have kept above this wire. Now we have to find out what will be the direction of the induced current for this loop here. So you know that whenever the field associated or flux associated with the wire, this will change. So as here it is given that already from B to A the value of current is decreasing. So it means that from A to B it is increasing. So here as current will change, then it will change the magnetic field produced here. So as magnetic field is changing continuously, then it will change the magnetic flux associated with it. So due to change in the magnetic flux, according to Faraday concept, we know the induced EMF that will be produced here, and also this induced EMF will generate here, or the change in magnetic flux will generate here also the magnetic induction, electromagnetic induction, like for the mutual induction case we have seen. So as in this coil also induced EMF, and it is closed coil, then obviously induced current will be here. So let's see what will be the direction of the current. So as the direction of current is given by the Lenz law, so according to the Lenz law, its direction will be in that way, it can oppose the change in the flux here. So as flux is changing in this direction, it is decreasing in this direction, then here the induced EMF will be generated along this clockwise direction, so that it can decrease the change in the flux from here to from here to here it is decreasing. So in this direction flux this will also move, so that it can increase its value, so that it will just reduce the change of the flux here. So clear, I think, means in the coil the direction of the current will be clockwise, in clockwise direction here, because this clockwise direction will support the or will increase the flux that is decreasing already here from B to A. Clear? In the same fashion, if suppose it is given that the field or the current from B to A that is increasing now, like in previous question it is given that it is decreasing. So for that case we have seen that this EMF or current, this is supporting that one to increase it. So in that way it is just in from this to this it is moving in clockwise. But whenever from here to here it will increase, then obviously it will oppose the increase in the flux, it will try to decrease it. Simply So to decrease it, the flux will, the induced current in this coil will start to move in anti-clockwise direction, so that it can reduce the impact of the current or the flux changing from B to A. So clearly in this way you can predict the direction of induced current by using such kind of coils theory. Clear? So simple, you have to utilize for direction the Lenz law. So here I think now no confusion to understand in which direction the current is producing here. Next question, students, we have, that is it is given that why do birds fly off a high tension wire when the current is switched on? So as you know that in high tension wire a high voltage is flowing already, and it is whenever the switch is off, then that time as no current is flowing through the high tension wire, no flux is that experienced by the birds that time. So as you know that, but the legs of the birds that are conducting, so if it is bird is sitting on the wire, then that time as flux is not changing, then no effect it will produce. But suddenly when switch will on, then due to the on of the switch, you know that sudden current will flow through this, and that current will change the flux associated with the legs of the bird, and obviously due to the change in the flux, induced EMF and current will be generated inside the bird, so that it will it can die that time simply. So to just reduce this harm to its body, to the body of the birds, the bird try to fly off already whenever we on the switch there. So simply whenever you will on and off the switch, then sudden there will be the change in current, and that will always try to produce some induced EMF. So this kind of effect we have seen while on off the bulb also. So you can understand this concept easily from there. Clear, I think. Next question we have, that is an iron bar falling through the hollow region of the thick cylindrical cell made of copper experience a retarding force. What can you just conclude here about the nature of the iron bar? So here it is given that we have an iron bar that is falling through a hollow region of the thick cylindrical cell, means a cylindrical cell we have in which a hollow iron bar is falling there. So we have to conclude about the nature of the iron bar. So simple, it is indicate, or also it is saying that it is experiencing a retarding force. So as you know that the cylindrical cell that is made up of the conductor here, in the if iron bar is magnet, suppose, so that if that magnet is falling, then due to the fall of the magnet, as magnetic flux linked with it, that will change, and that will due to the change in the magnetic field of or due to magnetic flux linked with the whole of the cell will change, and an induced EMF will be generated in the itself cell. And you know that from the Lenz concept, that induced EMF will be in opposite direction. So simple, if suppose this is our here cylindrical cell that we have, and some iron bar we have that is just falling down to from here to here. So due to the downfall of this iron bar, if it is magnet only, for that case I am telling, so if it is magnet, then that time it will the magnetic flux linked with the whole of the cell will change, and it will induce induced EMF here in the cell. And you know that the induced EMF oppose the own cause of the change of the magnetic flux. So here the reason for the magnetic flux is the falling of this iron bar. So force it will experience due to the induced EMF in opposite direction, so that can retard the falling of this iron bar, change in the flux. So this is given by the Lenz law. Simple, here we can explain it. So in nature, if you have to conclude for the iron bar, so only this kind of condition of retarding force is possible whenever induced EMF will be generated here. And induced EMF can only be generated whenever flux is changing, and in this case flux will change only due to the change in field here. So obviously you can simply think that this should be the magnet here, clearly. So for the flux, obviously if you will have magnet, then in that case only you can obtain the magnetic field there. So students, this kind of question that is very actually effective for your thoughts. So just try to think about it. How can you understand nature? What should be the conditions? What are the necessary things to produce the electromagnetic induction? So that will try to just to help you always in some kind of conceptual problems. Next question we have, that is an artificial satellite with a metal surface is orbiting the earth around the poles. Will the earth's magnetism field induces a current in it? So here this is given that one artificial satellite that is revolving around the, here suppose this is our earth, and an artificial satellite that is revolving around along with its pole here in this orbits. In some way it is just revolving here. So we have to predict that will here earth magnetism induces some of the current or not. So if this satellite is made up of the metal, it is completing some of the circuit, and then first here come to this point. As you know that an earth's magnetic field, a vertical component of the earth's magnetism, that will be induces here. So if it is rotating, then due to the rotation the orientation will change, theta will change, and due to the change in theta, obviously magnetic flux linked with this satellite will change, and that will induce a induced current, EMF here, and induced current here. So simply yes, there will be the induced EMF or current due to the presence of the magnetic field of the earth here. So I think this question is also now clear. Next question, students, we have in this case, that is a piece of metal and a piece of non-metallic stone are dropped from the same height near the surface of the earth. So will they reach the ground earlier? Will they reach ground at the same time, or anyone will reach the ground earlier? Then if this is the condition, then which one will reach earlier there? So as here simple two things are given. We have a piece of metal, we have a piece of non-metal. So if this is non-metal, we have, suppose this is metal we have. Now this metal, these two are falling in this direction, then you know that in the if they are just falling there, then in that case obviously the Earth's magnetic field, vertical component of the magnetic field will change. So for both of the cases it will change, but as for the non-metal, as it is non-metallic surface, then the change in Earth's magnetism will not induce any kind of current in it, because current we can produce only in metallic strips here. So here as no flux will be induces here, no flux will be changed here, so metallic strip will not, non-metallic strip will not experience any kind of retarding force, EMF or induced current, so it will reach earlier. But let's see why this will reach later here. So as it will, if it will try to come downward, then that time the magnetic field associated with it will change. Due to that, the flux linked with this metal strip, that will change, and that flux, changing flux will gives rise to the production of induced EMF. So as it is metallic core, then induced EMF can easily be generated here. Magnetic field lines can induced here, can penetrate here easily. So it means that if the magnetic induction will be produced, electromagnetic induction you will get, then induced EMF that will have always direction in the opposite direction to the cause of the change of flux here. So cause of change of flux is its motion in downward. So a force will start to act in upward direction so that it can retard its motion. Just now for the satellite, so one question I have told you for this cylindrical cell and iron bar concept. So in the same way you can understand this concept here. So as this retarding force will try to oppose its motion, so it will just reach later. Such kind of force is not existing here because no EMF is produced in this metallic, non-metallic strip. So it will reach earlier, it will reach later. So just I think induced EMF concept and also the gravity concept are related. They are related to each other, and for that case you don't have to only take one concept into consideration. If one will take the gravity concept, means same height weight, if you will just fall down it, they will come to the ground at each time, same time simultaneously they will come down. This kind of concept will not be actually applicable here, because you have to consider the earth's magnetism. You have to see which kind of material you are using. So if you are using one conductor, one non-conductor, so non-conductor will come down earlier, and the conductor will, due to this retarding force, it will come down later. So I think students, the conceptual problem, a lot of conceptual problems I have taken here. I have tried to made you just to make understand how can we think, how can we understand such kind of questions. So if that is all clear, then let's end our conceptual session here. Then next class we will see some numerical problems, then we will end this chapter in tomorrow class. So let's just end here. Thank you, students.